All right, this is Dan Meehan for Fight News Australia, and today we have Dimps Gillies, who takes on David Martinez at Eternal MMA 61 on September 11th, the new rescheduled date. Dimps, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Glad to be alive,
Absolutely. Now you're born and raised in New Zealand. Can you tell us as much as you're comfortable with about your background?
Yeah, it was, I was nothing crazy. I was loved, I, raised by heaps of sisters. So, I know, I'm comfortable around large groups of people. It took a while to get out of my shell though, because I was just always, I was always the type to just, play the game, watch cartoons or something. I wasn't too much into fitness or I liked rugby league, but I sort of had to be forced to do it until I loved it. But other than that, loving home, you know, tight family, and I think I'm the only one that's been apart as long as I have been from them. So, so that part's hard, but it's life. Everyone, everyone's on their own path. Everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah, and of course you're now based in Brisbane. So when did you make the move to Australia, and what brought you over?
I think I moved over in 2011. My ex, I moved over with my ex-partner, but we didn't last. So I sort of uh, just stayed here. I was supposed to move back, but I ended up staying. And you know, if I didn't, I didn't know where I would be. But probably not doing what I'm doing right now. Even though I wanted to do it, I don't think I'd be doing it if I had just left. So I'm happy in that sense.
Yep. And how did you find MMA? And so when did you decide that that was a career that you wanted to pursue?
I've always followed it. My cousin got me onto it. She showed me some Chocolate Dell highlights and then some Tito Ortiz. And I sort of, always I've loved the standard bang side of it. I like that. I like they use little gloves. Easier to hit people with those little gloves. Uh, but in terms of training and wanting to actually do it, probably the last like 7 years ago, I joined the MMA gym and I wanted to do it then, but our gym had closed down due to unforeseen circumstances. But I always had that fire from that point in my life, but I didn't have the facilities or I didn't have anything really, just the idea that I wanted to do it, and I had done a bit of training, so I jumped at my first fight, but then I wasn't right. How about you be quiet, please? Because I'm talking. And yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, but yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
All good, all good. So you've obviously got a bit going on in the background there. So how do you balance family life and fighting?
Um, I don't even know. It's something I can't put into words for someone else because it's normal to me. So everything that happens is something I'm comfortable, obviously, because I don't know how to answer that question to the point where I'd be able to explain it well enough for anyone to get any good tips or take notes from. But I just make sure I don't invest into one too much into one thing. So don't want to be too much training, not enough family, or too much family, not enough training. Because then I got to find the counterbalance in it all, and I juggle it as I go. I guess support
Absolutely.
a
Now,
partner.
yeah,
That's a big one.
absolutely. Now, at a time when a lot of fighters have been having trouble finding opportunities, you've been a pretty busy man. In the last 18 months, you've had, looks like 3 boxing fights and 3 MMA fights. What do you attribute that to? Like, is it a willingness to just fight anytime,
Um,
anywhere, or do you go looking for opportunities?
yeah, nah, anywhere, anyone. Um, those boxing matches actually, I sort of, I can't really find too many people that I can get in there with that I can be matched accordingly to. But but the last three that I've boxed with, they've been really good boxers, and I've taken things from each and every one of those fights. But they're probably fights that I shouldn't have taken. But I'll fight anyone really at anything, anything to do with combat sports. I'll give it a go.
Yeah. So is taking the boxing fights just sort of a matter of staying busy, or where does boxing sort of figure in your
Uh,
future plans?
Boxing was I started off with my first one. My first two, I had just had the promoter come to me, and it was just something I thought I could do because I do MMA. So I fight in those little gloves. I thought, they have extra padding. You only have to worry about the hands. I, I thought I could do it. But my first fight, I learned real quick that I couldn't. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was. Different sport, different game. So there's a different approach, and I just love. I've just been in the time with the boxing coach down at NTG. You open my eyes to the um, to the sport and just learning things. I'm like a sponge, and it's paying it forward to my MMA when I'm shadow sparring or doing anything MMA related. I feel more stronger, more quicker just from doing whatever I'm doing in boxing. So it all pays dividends to me in the long run.
Yep, and you're a long time student of NTG gym. There is MMA on offer there these days, or do you sort of split your time with other gyms?
No. I do everything there. I do everything, I do everything there unless I'm not doing something at the park or something. I don't really go anywhere. I don't go anywhere else but there, other than Anytime Fitness. If I get lazy, I can't get to the gym. That's where I go, Anytime Fitness, just to do the basics or the essentials. Or if you see me at the park, I'm just moving or want to lose weight or want to do something. Usually I do it go to the park today or yesterday and just move really. But other than that, I get all my training and everything that I need to do gets done there. I've been drilling heaps with the Tougher boys and the Tough brothers, and they've been spending a lot of time helping me and Midway out with our games, so that we're ready for anything when the time comes.
Yep, and I've seen on social media there some of your park sessions or backyard sessions there. Is that due to like COVID restrictions, or is that just something you do to sort of
That
keep
was
sharp in between?
that was to the point where I was doing it like throughout the week because it was all I could do. But normally I do it once a week at the park. Usually we go to the park and I'm there, so the kids play and I just work. I didn't do anything crazy, just enough to burn what I eat. Usually that's what I'm trying to do. But I got a kick start in that lockdown period. I thought I was going down to featherweight, so I got down to like 76 or something. But when I found out I was still scheduled with Martinez, I didn't mind it. But I haven't. My diet doesn't even really need to start until halfway through this coming week. So I've been eating them crazy, and my skin feels like shit. I got all these shit popping up because I eat so much rubbish. Yeah, back into it though. Back into it.
Definitely. And your last MMA fight was a bit of a war against long-time contender Brenton Mumford back in March.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
how do you reflect
yeah.
on that fight, and how did you pull up afterwards?
No, I love that fight. I loved every minute. I always have, especially with that fight, I always have, recollections of things I could have done at times that I should have done it, or something as simple as checking leg kicks. It's the simplest thing. If you don't do it, then you end up having a fight you shouldn't have fought to begin with because you should have stuck to your game plan. But that's what happens. I had a game plan and literally went out the window straight away. So I just that fight I learned a lot about how far I was willing to go and what I was willing to do in order to get through the 15 minutes. And yeah, I'll do it again if I have to.
And your opponent, of course, this time is David Martinez. So, what are you expecting from the Smiling Assassin on September 11th?
Just all smiles, of course. You know, him, me. It's probably going to be a fun one. I know what he's about, and he knows what I'm about. So there's nothing really foreign there in terms of what we expect from each other. But it's who can really dictate the fight and do what they've been training to do. And I feel strong. You know, I haven't really. I've been on and off the camp for like I can't even remember. Like I've been on and off and just constantly just here like this. I've never gone down. Just stayed stagnant, same place sort of. But now that I know the date and it's actually set, I can pick up the training and I'll be more than ready to go 15 minutes straight, scrambling if I have to, or just throwing level for 15 minutes.
Absolutely. And yeah, how do you envisage yourself getting the win when you visualize the fight?
I seen he got, I think it was last one, he got stopped, the stoppage. So if I can get that jab, if I can pop the jab, and then he can't neutralize it, I reckon it's going to be too much damage on that eye. And but that's a big if, you know, it's just the jab. It's one thing. You know, there's plenty of things you can do to counter it or to neutralize it. But I feel if everything goes into fruition, the way it'll end is me just doing what I do, pressure and break him if I can. Yeah.
Yep. Now, you alluded before to the fact that you're looking to move down to featherweight after this one. Can you tell us a little bit about that decision and why you're looking to move down?
I just I need to go down in general because you know I'm not the tallest guy. I'm not the biggest guy either. You know, there's a lot bigger and there's a lot taller in the division. There's a lot thicker. There's probably a lot stronger and a lot faster. You know, but I feel I need to go down just because it's my natural weight division. You know, everyone's doing it the right way, or in their head it's the right way. But if they knew what I do, they'd just they'd be disgusted. They'd be like, "Hey, like that's not how you do it. Like everyone does it a certain way. I've been doing it my way, and it's worked. But you know, you got to get comfortable being in the uncomfortable, and if that's going down a division, I need to start testing the waters and testing myself mentally, and that aspect of the sport. So featherweight is going to be easy. I have a feeling it's going to be a piece of per se, but I wouldn't go anything lower because I don't want to look. I'm small, but I don't want to look skinny or lean or too this. I want to look a good proportionate size of for what I should look like I should be. So you know, featherweight would be good. Heaps of big featherweights, good mass on them. So.
Yeah. So looking down your record, it looks like you've spent a lot of your career at welterweight. So how difficult do you think it'll be to sort of suck down to featherweight? It's a fair way down.
No, it'll be easy. You know, I've sort of when I was at welterweight, I didn't think I could get to welterweight, and then when I did get there, I was comfortable there, so I spent most of my time there. But you know, if I had a bit down and done what I should have done when I should have done it, you know, I would have a title now. I'd be a featherweight already. I would I wouldn't even. I'd go as far as saying I might have been in the UFC by now if I had done everything right correctly, and you know, but I didn't. So, in terms of everything, once I got down to 70, I never thought that way again. Like I never thought I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, because I know I can if I you know, if you do the diet, you do everything you're supposed to. It's a piece of piss, really. You know, you just got to make sacrifices, really.
Yep. And speaking of the UFC and titles and things like that, what are your longer term goals in MMA or in combat sports?
Um, I don't know. I just done like I spent more than half of my career just doing it just to do it. Really, I wasn't chasing anything. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. You know, just some people have the mentality of a fighter and want to be it, and they don't. You know, I didn't have to train for it, but you know, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So I learned the hard way, and yeah, it's something I just can't explain.
Right. So do you have sort of goals to make it to the big leagues, or are you just happy just being involved and sort of doing your thing?
You know, I just want to win. I just want to represent my team. I just want to fight as actively as I can, and every time I'm out and I'm putting on a show, my gym's represented every time. So the more I can do of that, the better. The big platforms, if they come, they come. If they don't, it's not really a big deal for me. As I said, I do this done it for the wrong reasons, and now that I'm doing it for the right reasons, if it happens, it happens.
Brilliant. All right. Brilliant. All right, Dimps, before I let you go, do you have any sponsors or anyone you'd like to shout out? I'll hand over to you.
I would like to shout out to my gym, NTG, label everywhere. I would like to say massive thank you to all my friends, family, and anyone that tunes in my career or in general. And big shout out to my wife and my kids for mold me into the man I am today. And special shout out to Berserk Fightwear, BERZERK instead of BEZERK. Berserk Fightwear and Fatality Fightwear for the gears that they hooked me up with. Still kicking. So massive thanks to everyone that supports me. Really, thanks to Cam for the platform too.
Perfect. Well, Dimps, thank you so much for stopping by, and all the best at Eternal 61.
Cheers, bro. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.